Hello, my friends, and welcome once again into the cottage kitchen. We have kind of a calm Saturday here on the farm, and I thought it would be the perfect day to take care of the autumn transformation in the kitchen. This kitchen is so well loved and so well used that once a season I like to come and just give a little attention to the details of it to make it fit the season and feel nice and fresh. And it just so happens that today was the day my made-in order finally arrived, and I could not wait to get these pans out. I would really like to thank them for sponsoring today's video. This is a match made in heaven for a home cook like me. I pretty much have only used cast iron and copper pans for the last decade, but I really needed a lightweight pan that the kids could easily use, so I immediately looked to Made In. You can see how much I think of these pans because they're the only non-copper pans allowed on my rack. It's really interesting. They're used in these professional kitchens all over the world, but I've been really intentional about stocking the kitchen with what it needs, and it really needed a 10-inch stainless steel and a 12-inch nonstick frying pan. So if you're looking for a wonderful pan to add to your own collection, I'm going to put a code and a link below so that you can get 15% off your purchase. Use the code ElliottHome for 15% off and click the link below to get your own made-in pans in your own home kitchen. And now that the fun stuff is unpacked, it's really kind of time to get to work. And that means sort of reassessing what tools are in the kitchen. I've brought a few new tools in with my made-in pans, which means that I have to take a few out, I have to organize, I have to get stocked up for what I actually need this kitchen to do for the season ahead. We use our little Yodel stove a lot, which means that firewood is a must, and the summer curtains need to come down. I know it's sort of gross to think about, but the curtains in the kitchen really do get pretty gross when the kitchen is this used. And so once a season, I like to make new ones. And I know that this sounds complicated, but let me show you how I do this. It's kind of pathetically easy. All I do is find a fabric that I love, lighter weight in the summer and heavier duty in the winter and fall. In fact, this beautiful large gingham fabric is an upholstery fabric that I found at Hobby Lobby. And all I do is cut the size that I need and clip it up so I don't sew anything. There's nothing like that involved. It's so simple and such a really beautiful and easy way to transform the kitchen into autumn. So immediately when we change out the fabrics, the whole kitchen gets a quick facelift. I'm always surprised at how fabrics have the ability to do this. One other thing I really like to do in the autumn kitchen is to bring in some of the outside. Right now, the gardens are still really green and beautiful, but as autumn moves along, that will change. So today I'm bringing in some Virginia creeper, which you can see grows outside of my kitchen window, and I'm bringing some of the vines in. For a few days, I'll let them just hang out here in a jar of water and just be alive over my kitchen sink. Virginia creeper actually roots out fairly easy, so I should be able to replace these jars of water with some small pots of soil and actually get the vines to live. They may not always look this good, but these vines will take root and they will grow. And I love the idea of having a living vine like this in the kitchen. I've been working really hard at keeping the kitchen clean and keeping it beautiful as much of the day as possible so that when I come in to cook supper or people come in, it's really as beautiful and as inviting as possible. The reality is we have to turn our attention to these things, just like we have to wash our clothes every week or change our sheets or take a shower. The kitchen's very much the same way. It needs attention and it needs to be continually refreshed. Unfortunately, sometimes this is a lot of work, so never mind the intermission here while I make Stu and I a quick breakfast. This is the 10-inch stainless steel pan from Made In that I'm using here on the stovetop. This is a very popular pan amongst professional chefs. And while I'm using it on the stovetop here this morning for breakfast, it can actually be put into the oven up to 500 degrees. It just so happens that on this Saturday, my children are with my mom and dad. So now I just get to cook breakfast for two, which is a new change of pace. It also allows me just a little bit of that free time to spend this time in the kitchen and in the gardens. I love this time of year when there's so much beautiful produce coming out of the gardens, and one of my favorite breakfasts is just to make a quick fry of all different kinds of vegetables: onions, cabbage, leeks, peppers, whatever is beautiful and delicious, really. One of my favorite things about this time of year is being able to go out into the garden and just make breakfast from whatever is good and ripe and beautiful. This morning it's some sauteed onions, crispy prosciuttos, ripe tomatoes, and of course some farm fresh eggs. I think more than anything, transforming the autumn kitchen is really about adding a feeling to your space, a feeling of comfort and coziness and life and harvest. The light gets really beautiful this time of year and casts amazing shadows in the kitchen. You're inspired to cook new things. You feel like you finally have permission to make some of those really nice, warming soups that we've been wanting to make all summer. It's just a really beautiful and inviting time. And I invite you to bless your kitchen in this way, to make it a beautiful space where you want to be, a space that's warm and cozy and loving and beautiful. I heard about a really fun tradition somewhere over in Great Britain where farmers will hang hops kind of over their hearth for the winter season to signify that the seasons are changing, that winter is coming. And then they burn those same hops every spring to symbolize that summer is coming. And I liked this idea. And it just so happens that we have a very beautiful and prolific hop plant growing in one of our gardens. I'd once again like to thank Made In for sponsoring today's video. That package was just what I needed to get the energy and motivation to set the kitchen for the next season ahead. Make sure you use the coupon code ElliottHome. The link is below the video so you can get 15% off of your pans. Even though the kitchen never stays clean, I'm very thankful for these moments.